Hi, my name's Alyssa Nastasi. I'm the Assistant Director in the Career Center here at St. Martin's University, and I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Alana Bradshaw. I work in human resources for North Thurston Public Schools, just down the road from you all in Lacey. And North Thurston is, some of you have student taught or done practicums with us in the recent history. So hopefully you've had a little bit of contact with us. I know we have lots of partnerships going with St. Martin's. We love working with all of you. We are a district of 15,000 students supported by about 2,000, 2,100 staff. About 1,000 of those are certificated staff. In our to support 15,000 students, we have 22 schools, 13 of which are elementary schools, 5 middle schools, one of which is a performing arts magnet school, Aspire Middle School. Some of you may have some reference to that school. And then we've got 4 high schools, 3 comprehensive high schools, and 1 school of choice, which has been South Sound High School, but is going to be Inspire, I think is what they're calling it, with an E. And it's going to be a CTE, or career and technical education driven school, beginning in the 2020-2021 school year.
Great, awesome, thank you. So can you tell me a little bit about your normal recruiting and hiring schedule and what that process looks like?
Sure. So typically on a non-pandemic year, we are out at career fairs about now. We do already, even remotely, we've got some jobs posted, primarily our special education jobs, but we do plan to have our general education jobs posted within the next probably 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. Staffing is a little bit different when we're doing it remotely from different places, but we're trying to figure out how to get our jobs posted now. But typically, we would be posting jobs, attending career fairs, meeting with all of you, checking in with our student teachers. So those of you who are student teaching at North Thurston or were before March 16th. And we are looking to hire typically in the springtime. Now, if you are applying for jobs and you don't see what you're looking for, or you're not selected for a position in the early spring months, please don't fear. Being in a community very near to JBLM, we do have a fair amount of transition through the summer months. And so we will still post and hire for positions through June, July, and August. Just we try and do the bulk of our planning ahead of time as much as possible. But just because you don't place early in March or April doesn't mean there won't be other opportunities for you later this summer. And with this year being this year, we may see more opportunities this summer.
Great, perfect. So tell me a little bit about the qualities you're looking for in your new teachers or your new hires.
Our new teachers, we are definitely looking for folks who are student-centered, who are compassionate, who are teachable. And I think most of you are in that boat as you're coming straight out of college, but that's a really important feature for educators and all of us who work in the education field. So we are constantly getting new direction from our federal government, from our state government, from what we know about best practices, from professional learning communities, and constantly learning from each other. So it's really important to be able to be collaborative and teachable. But at the heart of everything, we really are looking for teachers who are passionate about helping kids, who are student-centered in their thinking, and who are really looking to make the difference in the life of a child.
Great, thank you. So kind of on that note, what are you looking for then in application materials? So on your resumes, your cover letters, what are some things that usually will jump out for you?
Okay. Well, I'd love to see any experience that you've had with kids. So even if it's, you worked in like the YMCA summer camp, or you've worked in a preschool, or teaching 3-year-olds at your church, or whatever that experience is, always nice to see what kind of experiences you've had. But I know lots of you have maybe been working other jobs and haven't had a ton of experience with kids up until now, up until your practicum experiences. So that's okay if you don't have that, that's all right. Any applicable experience that where skills might translate is great to see. I love to, as far as formatting goes on your resume, I really love to see your area of endorsement right up at top. So it jumps out at me. And I would like to see also where you've done your practicum and student teaching experiences, because that gives me some idea of like maybe grade level or subject, or you know, what your experience has been thus far. Cover letter is your opportunity to brag about yourself, right? And so I think people don't always use the cover letter in that way, and it becomes really formal, but this is your opportunity to tell me why you're the best candidate and why we should be looking at your application above everybody else's. So tell me why you love kids. Tell me why education, because there's lots of other professions that, you know, pay more or have different schedules or have all these things. Why education for you? So I would love to hear those sorts of things in cover letters and resumes. And I think sometimes we get bogged down in the technicality of those two documents, but it's important just to shine and let your passion and your desire to help kids really come out in those two documents. On a technical note, when in our application system, we utilize Talent Ed, and so do many of my neighbor districts. And so when you are uploading documents, you'll be required to upload a cover letter, resume, transcripts, and your certificate. So we understand that your transcripts will be incomplete, and that's okay. So just upload unofficial transcripts that are as complete as possible. And for your certificate, upload a Word document, unless you have an emergency substitute certificate, which some of you may, depending on where you've been student teaching. But if you don't, upload a Word document that just says that you are graduating soon, put your planned graduation date, your planned endorsements, and when you believe you'll be certificated. And that way we can just have that information, but it won't be a hard stop for you.
Great. I love that. Especially the piece on the cover letter on it's their time to just brag about their work. I see so many cover letters that are, like you said, very formal, and it's just to the point. We want to see a little bit of personality in there. So it's important to see that. Great. So are you looking for someone with any special credentials or practical experience, anything like that? Like what are, I guess, some of the specifics you are looking for?
I know, well, so we always have special education openings, and I know that you've been expecting that answer, but I anticipate that we will have some science, some math, English language arts, and elementary, I know for sure, outside of special education. Now, we may end up having some retirements or things that we're unaware of at this point, so we may see some art or some foreign language. I heard a rumor maybe about German, but I'm not sure if that's an endorsement that you guys offer German.
It might be a minor, it might be some elective courses in there. I'm not 100% sure.
But I know for sure we can expect science, math, English language arts, and elementary ed at this point, and then I think more to come. Absolutely, especially with everything. I think people are holding back on their resignations and retirements at this time because it's a pretty unsure climate right now.
Yeah, understandable about that. So tell me a little bit then about how your district supports new teachers, the people who are starting out new in their careers.
Sure. So new teachers get a mentor assigned to them from the day one. And so I call it student teaching light. You have somebody, just like in your student teaching experience, you have somebody who is your partner. And depending on what subject you teach and grade level, this may be a district level coach, or this might be a grade-alike mentor who's a master teacher who's been teaching for several years in that specific grade level or subject. And they're just like your mentor teacher. They're your point of contact. They reach out to you pretty heavily in the beginning of your experience. Like you might be like, wow, I'm talking to this person a lot. But they're there for you on those days when you've tried everything you can remember in your toolkit for classroom management and it's still not working. There's those there for you on those days when you have to turn around, face the whiteboard for a second and gather yourself there, which is, that happens for all brand new teachers. It's a change from most professions, and so there may be days that will be difficult. So the first year, you still have that point of contact to be with you through all of that, and they will fade as the year goes on and you become more comfortable and need to have that person less, but they will still be with you for the whole year. They are non-evaluative, so they're there to help you grow, but they're not there to inform your evaluation, which is a nice person to have on your side.
Yeah.
Um, and that is the support that is unique to our first year teachers. But in addition to that, all of our teachers have access to our PBIS specialists. So for those of you who have worked in districts that don't have PBIS, that stands for Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. We are a PBIS district and have been for many, many years. So we have some PBIS specialists that will come and say, you've got a couple kiddos who've got some strong behaviors, or one kiddo who's got some behavior that you've been really working with and trying to manage, but you're just struggling still and you need some additional tools. These are folks that'll come to your classroom, sit with you, help you brainstorm, again, non-evaluative, and help you just get back in control of the classroom if that's an issue, or just help you brainstorm so you can better reach that student that you guys may not just be on the right channel together. And then we also have district level subject matter coaches. We have every other week we meet, we have Wednesday early releases, and we meet as professional learning communities. So you might meet within your subject or grade level, depending on what you teach. And so we try and build in lots and lots of collaboration time and professional development time for you so that you are well informed and have the tools you need to do your job well.
Great. So kind of on that same note, how do teachers and administrators work collaboratively to solve problems and respond to student needs?
So we try and have a really collaborative culture as a whole at North Thurston. So those of you who've worked with us, you may have heard we're a compassionate school district. We believe in compassion and empathy and kindness and collaboration as some of our core tenets as an organization. And so that translates really well into our administrators. We do have 22 different principals and then assistant principals on top of that. So there's, of course, each culture in each building will vary slightly because just different personalities, but you can expect to see administrators that are willing to work with you, help you find the resources and tools available, maybe within people in your building, maybe district has resources, and help you get the tools you need to be successful if that's what you need. And I think you'll also find that you'll have administrators that will help you grow and jump into passion projects when you get the itch. And I think you'll overall find a supportive group of administrators.
Great. And my last question for you, what are the prospects for future growth in this community and your schools?
So North Thurston sits in Lacey and some of unincorporated Thurston County, which if you've driven around pre-quarantine, you'll notice that it's all under construction. We've got so many new home developments coming in. We've got our proximity to JBLM means that we have about 20% of our student population is active duty military. And so we see a fair amount of influx that way. And so we have a population that kind of does this. And so for those of you who may be family members of service members or former service members yourself, we love to work with you and have, notice the compassion, that unique shared experience that you can have with our students. It's really great. But because of that, and because we have so much growing in our jurisdiction, you can expect growth in North Thurston Public Schools in the next several years. I think they anticipate that enrollment will get up to 19,000 by 2030, I believe is the year. So we anticipate a fair amount. We've seen steady growth over the last 5 years that I've been with the organization. I think we've gone up nearly 1,000 students. It kind of fluctuates year to year based on military movements, but I think we've seen steady overall growth, and I think we'll continue to see that growth. So lots of opportunity to work with our kiddos.
Awesome. Great. Well, those are all the questions that I have for you. Is there anything else you wanted to tell our students about your district?
I think I already shared that we're a compassionate school district. So one of the things that we focus most on is compassion and collaboration. And so we even focus our employee recognition plan around it. We also are committed to helping the whole educator. So I think in education, you hear a lot about the whole child. And
Mhm.
so we believe in that wholeheartedly, but we also believe that just when we grow up, we don't stop being whole people who have whole needs. And so we believe in supporting you, our staff members, or hopefully future staff members, as whole people, as the whole educator. So we have employee wellness programs that focus both on physical and mental health wellness. Mental health has been a huge focus this year, and I think will continue to be even remotely because, as we all know, this is kind of an anxious place that we're all in
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah.
And so talking about mental health openly and trying to create a climate of a stigma-free climate within our employee and student communities collectively. We really like to focus on the whole educator, and wellness is one of the ways that we do that. So I hope that you'll apply for North Thurston and check out our opportunities. Those are all available online on our district website. So it's www.nthurston.k12.wa.us. And then if you go under the employment tab, it goes job opportunities, you'll see all of those.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really good talking with you and hearing even more about the district that's just right up the road from us.
Yes, thanks, Alyssa.
Thank you.